Hoping It Forward, a creativity practice for the season of Advent. We are now in the first Sunday of Advent, which is a time of waiting, a time of expectancy and anticipation of the birth of the Christ child on Christmas morning. And each of the 4 Sundays of this Advent season, we're going to be doing practices to help prepare our souls to welcome the Christ child into our lives. Hi, I'm Dr. P. McKee. I'm the founder and executive director of a Spacious Place Creativity and Spirituality Center. As we go through this practice today, we welcome your questions and your comments. We'd like this to be a conversation and not a dissertation, so please feel free to join us with that. For today's practice, you're going to need a few supplies. Hopefully, they're going to be ones that you have right around your home. So first of all, you're going to want a glass jar of some kind, clear, a foam brush, and I like Mod Podge, but whatever kind of clear adhesive works for you. A pair of scissors, a writing instrument. You're going to want a Bible with the book of Romans, chapter 8, some magazines, old magazines that you can cut up, and some paper strips. And I think I mentioned a writing utensil, but you will need that as well. So let's just get started. You're going to want to find the passage, which is Romans 8, and we're going to focus in on verses 24 through 28. This entire passage of Scripture is power-packed with reasons for hope. And this particular Sunday, we're going to be focusing on hope, and not only hope, but hoping it forward. So as you prepare, let's just get ourselves centered in our seats. I like to have both feet on the floor, that's grounding. And then if you move your breath from high up here in your chest, which is our nervous breathing place, down deep into your stomach where your belt buckle would be. Think about an infant in deep slumber. And you can cast your eyes down or close them. So let's just stop for a moment in this busy season and take a few breaths. When you get to a place where you feel that you are ready to attend to what's being read, we're going to read through the Scripture 3 times. And the first time we read through, just get an overall sense of that passage. It's kind of the crux of the chapter, and verse 28 is one that probably you have read before. Then the second time you read it through, notice words and phrases that stand out for you at this particular time in your faith journey. And if you're a person who journals, this would be a great prompt for your journaling practice. The third read through, picture someone who needs to hear the words of hope that are articulated in this beautiful passage. So each Sunday of Advent, we light a candle to guide us on our way to the Christ child's journey. And these candles, depending on your tradition, may represent different things. In one tradition, you have the prophecy candle, the Bethlehem candle, the shepherd candle, and the angel candle, and then the Christ candle, the white candle for Christmas morning. That's a great one for use with children because it's very concrete and there's stories told to each one of them. For our purposes today, we're going to call the candles Hope, and that's today's, Faith, Joy, Love, and then the Christ candle. So we'll be lighting a different candle each Sunday of Advent as we do this practice together. So today, as we focus on health, let's think about the importance of hope for our soul's health. Without hope, the alternative is a life without meaning, without purpose, and without any kind of initiative. Hi, Gina. And today we are going to embody our hope by creating a hope jar. So it's a fairly simple thing to do. So you're going to take your glass jar And then from old magazines, whatever, you're going to cut out letters. So this is a fairly simple process, but I will just do it to show you. So we just want the letters for the word hope. So I would cut out this H right here, followed by an O, a P, and an E, unless you're doing it in another language, and then you would cut out those letters. So just like that. And I like to mix it up so it's kind of like a ransom letter feel. So these are ones I have already done. And you're going to use your foam brush to first brush on, and then stick the letters on. I like to do it kind of funky, and then over the top, and in time it will dry clear, just like this. And then you are ready to fill up your hope jar. And we're going to start with hopes for ourselves. Think of something concrete that comes out of love that you have for the person you're hoping for, and God's love for that person as well. And so I've already started out. I have done some. You want to start with yourself, because you're the person who you spend the most time with, and you know most deeply what you need to hope for in the coming holiday season and in the coming year. And we're just going to put those in the hope jar. Then we move outward from ourselves to those persons who are closest to us, our families and our close friends. So I have hopes here for each member of my family that go in the jar. And then from that we move out into the systems and into our colleagues, our acquaintances, all the people we know who are in need and hope. So I did this one for our organization, A Spacious Place, and I asked for provisions for the current and increased services that we hope to offer to people. So I'm going to fold that up and put it in. And then as we move outward, we think about people who we may not even know, but who need to have something to hope for. So I'm thinking about the people in California who have been through this wildfire. And what I'm hoping for them are the resources they need to heal from their current pain and to move into a positive future. Just like that. And you want to write the name of the person or group so that it's very specific. It makes our hope real when we do this. And so then I'm just going to fold that one up and put it in the jar too. And as we do this, we can see our hopes growing. And that's the reason, yes, of course we can do this without this practice, but we are incarnated beings. We are human beings, and we have senses. So writing something and seeing it makes it real for us, and that's important. Now, one more step you can take with this particular practice. If you are sending out Christmas cards this year, you can include the hopes for the recipients in the card, and let me tell you, that's a treasure that will stay with them through the whole year. So that, in a nutshell, is how we hope it forward. If you have found this helpful, we hope you will like it on Facebook. Also, please visit our website, www.aspaciousplace.com. You can sign up for our e-newsletter, and you can see what other things we are offering, and we invite you to join. Also, tell your friends about this. You can also review this if you want to take your time and kind of work through it with me. It's going to be on Facebook. It's also on YouTube, and it will be posted on our site as well. And we're going to do this for Advent every Sunday of Advent. So we will be with you again next Sunday at this same time. And we hope you will join us. You see what I did there. In closing, for our closing prayer, I would like to share a quote from The West Wing that my daughter gave me. She made this book of hopes and thoughts from people when I graduated with my doctorate, and it's full of things that, these are basically words of hope from people. And this particular one is from The West Wing, and it will be our closing for today. And it is supposed to be said by a presidential candidate, Matt Santos. And I'm here to tell you that hope is real. In a life of trials, in the world of challenges, hope is real. In a country where families go without health care, where some go without food, some don't even have a home to speak of, hope is real. In a time of global chaos and instability where our faiths collide as often as our weapons, hope is real. Hope is what gives us the courage to take on our greatest challenges, to move forward together. We live in cynical times, I know that. But hope is not up for debate. There is such a thing as false science. There is such a thing as false promises. I am sure I will have my share of false starts. But there is no such thing as false hope. There is only hope. Amen.